Wrong one. Oh boy, chat's being funny. Hey, we got the intro right that time. Hey, cryptid fans, Bigfoot fans, UFO, all of the above. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. We're going to Florida tonight. We got a great guest. I've seen her on several shows in the past.
Yep.
Uh, Marie is full of good Florida information in general, I would say. And Jeff is the reason we're late. And we had a little problem with Bucky from West Virginia there, wanting to sing us all kinds of crazy tunes. The whole thing boils down to this: Marie's like, "What the hell did I get myself into?"
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bottom line here. So
he hasn't stopped
anyway.
laughing.
I forgot to warn her. We're going to start a disclaimer before we have guests.
Okay.
This
Me
show
having
may be
fun
hazardous to your health.
We're not having fun while I do it. But anyway, we appreciate everybody being here. Chat's starting to take off and fly. We appreciate that. And I'll do my best to keep, as well as Chad, we'll keep an eye on the chat for questions and stuff like that. Please put your questions in caps. I've noticed some people don't do that, and we will miss it. It happens. So please put your questions in chat. Let us get going first, though. But Marie, we really appreciate you coming on tonight. And you really don't need no big introduction because I think you're pretty well known in the Bigfoot world. And
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure you are. And but I will say, tell us, for those who may not know who you are, what you do, what got you into the crazy world of Bigfoot?
Okay.
And everything.
Oh God, you're gonna.
Well, like UFOs, and I looked at your Facebook page a little bit today, and I said, okay, well, she's got some alien photos and stuff like that. So.
Yes. So my name is Marie Dumont, and I am the founder of the Mid Florida Bigfoot Research Group and Research Team. And I've been out in the field about 7 years. I go out practically every weekend and have been for the past 7 years. And so, if I can't get out in the woods, then someone else on my team would be out in the woods or swamps or whatever. But typically, I am out every single weekend and have been.
That's cool.
So, been in a lot of places, done a lot of research. So, what got me into all this was, well, first of all, I first started out as a paranormal investigator, lead investigator for a ghost group here in Tampa. And so I did ghost hunting for a while. And then it evolved into UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. Then I will go out with my friends and do sky watches and, just see what we could see. And then I had some friends who were into Bigfoot. And I was like, I don't know about that, But we would go out in the woods. We would go to Ocala National Forest. And so I was on a camp out with about 15 people. It was a one-night camp out on a Saturday. It was the coldest night of the year. It was in January sometime. And about 1:30 in the morning, we heard this loud and lengthy vocalization that took some incredible lung capacity to make us, us howl for so long and for so loud. It was similar to what they call the classic Ohio Bigfoot howl. That's what it sounded like. Just this whoa! It just went on and on and on, and we just looked at each other and we're like, "What the heck was that?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" That was my moment where I was like, "Oh my God, they do exist," and I want to be the one to prove they exist in Florida. So that's how I got started.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you've had incidences. Why don't you just go ahead and tell us from number one on?
Oh God. I mean, I've had.
Okay, we got time.
Okay, so I have not had a sighting. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say
And
that.
how long you been doing this?
7 years.
7
Okay.
years. Okay.
The only kind of sighting thing that I've had is I was out doing a sky watch with some friends in this area outside of Tampa called Odessa. And Odessa has a lot of wetlands, and there's a creepy little park that's out there, super thick. So one night we're outside doing sky watch, probably around 1 in the morning. My back was hurting, so I turned in my chair and I was facing some wetlands on our property, which are like a little swamp, cypress trees. It's wet, it's all swampish. I see this black shadow appear, walked, and disappeared. But it was definitely like a shadow. It was very one-dimensional, but it was black. It was big. It was probably, I would say, about 7 feet tall. It just appeared, walk, disappeared. So I don't consider that a real sighting. I don't know what it was. And I told my friends about it. I'm like, I don't know what I just saw, but it was this thing that looked like a very large person. Appeared, walk, disappeared. And but I hadn't had an encounter with a Bigfoot in my car. And that was 2 years ago in the Jennings State Forest outside of Jacksonville, Florida. We were invited, me and my team, to go on a week-long weekend camp out. I've never been there. I knew nothing about the place. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So it had lightly rained when we got there on Friday. And there were some campground volunteers that were driving around, and they would stop and talk to us. And in Florida, I don't know about anywhere else, but a lot of the state forests do not allow you to leave your campsite after dark. Even if you're camping in the forest, you can't leave your campground. Okay, very weird, but probably because they don't want to have to go rescue somebody, right? If they get lost at night. And so these volunteers said, hey, we could take you out. Do you want to go out? And we're like, yeah. So we followed them. They took us to this spot, dropped us off. It was like a 4-way forest road intersection. So we're just standing there. People are talking. And I'm like, I want to walk around. I had a little itty bitty flashlight. And so I look one way down the forest road, boring, open. I look the other way, dark, creepy, canopy trees. Yes, that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I started heading down there with my little flashlight. And I'm walking down the forest road, and I see what looks like a footprint. And I'm like, okay, I see toes. I'm like, this is weird. Now, we're dealing with Sure sand here in Florida, which is like a combination between dirt and beach sand. So it's you don't get clear prints the majority of the time. And it kind of collapses on itself. Just think of walking on the beach, right? And so I'm like, okay, where's another footprint? And I'm like, oh, there's one over there. Oh, there's one over there. But it was pitch dark, And so I call my team over and I'm like, why? I said, what do you think about this? And they're like, those look like prints. I said, yeah. So basically, I found a 1/4 mile trackway of footprints, 16 inches long, and had a step length of 54 inches between each of them.
Oh, wow.
And it ended at a creek, a very deep creek that had really high walls. There was a lot of, erosion over the years. And that's as far as we could get. So we marked it, because we wanted to come back in the morning and look some more. So we go back to our campsites. Now, team member Ruby and I are car camping in one campsite. Her car and my car were at least 15 feet away from each other. So, and my other teammates were at the next campsite. They were in their tents. So what happened was I'm in my car. I'm in my hatchback. And I'm trying to sleep. I can't sleep at all. Probably excited from finding those footprints, right? And I had shades up inside my windows so it'd be nice and dark so I could sleep. But I was trying and I just couldn't sleep. So I'm laying there and all of a sudden, I would guess probably around 4 a.m, I hear big, loud, bipedal steps walking next to my car. Just pacing back and forth, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what is that? I knew what it was, but I'm very skeptical because I try to analyze things. I'm like, okay, is that any way that it could have been Ruby? I didn't hear her get out of her car. She wouldn't be walking that loud, and she wouldn't be walking that close to my car. And it back forth 6 times. And then it pushed the hatch back where I was at, and it moves the car. I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. I'm like, holy crap. But the interesting thing is, after it pushed my car, I never heard it leave. Now, remember, I just said I heard it walking back and forth, pace. It like purposely wanted me to know it was there. Yeah. My doors were unlocked. It could have opened the door if it wanted to. Luckily, it didn't. But it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I wasn't really scared. I wasn't scared. I was just like fascinated by it. And that's my typical reaction to most things. So in the morning, get up, go to the other campsite where my team members were. And they came out of their tent saying, oh my God, we're so tired. We were woken up in the middle of the night by something walking around our tent. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. Because, that's what I experienced, right? So
yeah, but they didn't move their vehicles, did it?
No, it did not. And so I reported. I was like, should I report it to the BFRO or not? So I decided to go ahead and do it, right? And so one of the investigators came out. I gave him all the information, all the photos, the GPS coordinates, everything. And he said, yeah, he goes, I think you were telling the truth. I had all this information, videos and photos and 3D scans and you name it, we had it. And so he turned it over to Matt Moneymaker. And Matt Moneymaker posted it himself, that report. And, he complimented, me on how well we, documented it, blah, 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 blah. But he knows about that forest. And I didn't know anything about it. He said that forest is known for Bigfoots that will go to the campground and harass campers. So I was like, oh my God.
I think a lot of campgrounds get those.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
did it seem us out there? Did it seem me find its footprints and came back to harass us, or just just everything happened within 5 hours? Me finding the footprints and then having the experience at my car where it pushed my hatchback. So
Bud, real quick, Bud had asked if did any of them mention if they looked out their tent.
no, it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything. Couldn't see nothing. Nope, and nothing on the ground. No footsteps because the substrate on the ground is all leaves and pine needles. So you're not seeing anything. And as hard as a rock. So where we were at.
Did you find any fingerprints on the car or anything like that?
Nope,
Mud smears?
I looked. Nothing. I had a brand new car, so it was probably really slick. But I checked. I checked the windows for fingerprints, the hatchback itself, nothing.
What about your friend's car?
Nope.
Was there-
No. So Ruby, she took some sleeping meds. So she slept through everything. Most
Sad that she couldn't
likely,
hear it.
yeah, most likely it went to her car, probably did the same thing it did to my car.
But she
But
slept
missed
through it.
all. She slept through it all. So, but no, we didn't find any finger drags, no footprints. I mean, fingerprints, nothing. So, but it definitely pushed my car. That's for sure. It was awesome.
That sounds cool. Did you hear like any vocalization or anything like that?
Nope.
Any breathing or anything?
Nope. Nothing.
Smells.
Nope.
No sense.
I was in the car, so it didn't smell anything. But it was loud. It was bipedal and loud and heavy. And so that's what happened.
Well, I don't
Wow.
know of any elephants in Florida, so that's
Nope.
escaped from the zoo or something.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
You said the ground is kind of dirty and sandy, not a dirt, but you can't cast anything. Have you been able to cast anything?
Well, we tried to cast two of those footprints out there. Like I said, it's like sure sand, the probably because it was just too soft. We did attempt two casts. It captured the shape of the foot, but not the toes that we could see.
Uh-huh.
The 3D scan picked up the toes. It had a huge, big toe. Huge.
And how big did you say it was?
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Wow.
big.
Mm-hmm. With 54 inches between each step.
Yeah.
So that's 4.5 feet. Mm-hmm.
That's a good step.
Mm-hmm.
That's 800 pounds.
So I had somebody reach out to me a couple days ago because they heard about my Jennings experience, and they've been researching in Jennings, and they just found the footprint there. And so this guy is doing research in that area. So I'm sharing, I'm collaborating with him,
Sure.
What area did you say Jennings was near?
Jacksonville.
Jackson.
Which is the northeast corner of the state.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Hi,
my wife and I had something similar, but we got fingerprints.
Did you?
We had fingerprints. And I was ready to, I'm hoping that I get that experience again, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I hope I have an experience like that again. It was awesome. It didn't scare me at all. Just after the fact, I was like, oh crap. I left the car door unlocked. That was the only thought that I had.
You'll get back there and there'll be one sitting in your car going, "Hey,
know.
how you doing?"
Yeah.
Open the door, drag me, pull me out. Yeah, I could see it now.
Yeah, we were sleeping in my vehicle, our SUV, and now after that incident, my wife bought shades, black out every window so nothing could see in.
Yeah, so that's what I did, but I didn't do that for that purpose. I did it to keep it dark.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. when the sun starts.
Right.
I'm trying to keep it as dark as possible. So it wasn't because I was afraid something was going to peek in, but
But you know what? Would a locked door really stop it if it wanted to get in?
yeah,
You
right.
stop and think about it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
if one wants to get in, it's
You,
going
you probably you should probably make it as easy as possible for it to get in. That way, it doesn't
Yes.
No
it doesn't
damage.
get pissed
Hello.
off breaking in the windshield. Yeah,
Yeah, I want the experience, right?
that's right.
I should have just kept the door open.
Yeah.
Come on in, take off your
Come on
skin.
in. Yes, yes. So that was very exciting. And
You
like
didn't
I
have a
said,
campfire or anything like that?
Nope. Nope. No, because after we got back, we just went straight to bed because by that time it was like midnight. So we were beat and we're like, yeah, let's just go to bed. So nothing. Yep.
Awesome. I just think that one of these days. So, like you, I haven't seen one myself, and the only experience I've had was the fingerprints and the bump against the car. But I'm hoping for more of those.
Yes.
But I need to get out of that. I need
Yeah,
to
you
get
have
out.
to get out of your
Yeah.
house. You don't want to do that.
I have the same problem. Unless something happens to me at the farm, it's like,
Yeah.
you know. But I've had the same thing. I've pretty much had everything except eyeballing one.
Mhm.
I've caught glimpses of things that I'm pretty sure were one, but I had an apparition encounter years ago that I'm pretty sure now I think was one of them standing in the snowstorm where I was imagining it was a ghost, but
Might be wrong about that now that I think about the size of the damn thing.
Yeah.
You said
Go ahead.
you said you were in the paranormal
Yes.
before you got into Bigfoot.
Yes.
What
Yes.
kind of stuff have you experienced doing that?
No. Everything. I've experienced orbs. I've photographed an apparition. Just everything. Being touched, tripping over ghost stuff. Just all kinds of. When I was with this ghost hunting group, this guy contacted them and said, "Hey, my house is haunted. Would you like to come out and check it out?" And so the group lead assigned me to the case. And so he let me pick my own team. So I had some favorite people in the group who I thought were very talented as far as with abilities, right?
Right.
So we go to their house and ended up being best friends with these people. That going to their house was like going to Disney World. It was incredible. Every single time you went there, you had something happen to you.
Very cool. That'd
I've
be awesome.
seen shadow figures. I've been touched, talked to, played with my hair. I mean, you name it, everything has happened at that house.
Now you said that your possible first experience was like a shadow kind of figure. Was it anything that you had seen like that in your paranormal?
No. The shadow figure that I saw when I was ghost hunting, it wasn't as solid as what I saw. It was very more transparent. It looked like a guy with a hat, like an old timey 20s, guy wearing a hat. And it was walking in front of their garage doors. Well, that house that they lived in is a house that Al Capone used to go to.
Oh,
he
wow.
had a winter home in Odessa, Florida, right down the street from where her house was. So the old owner of her house owned a brewery company, Tampa Bay Brewery. And so they used to bootleg whiskey and stuff. So these people, back then, this house would have been considered a mansion. Nowadays, it would just be a 2-story house, right?
Right.
But it had
Yeah.
all the original flooring, beautiful terrazzo designs. It had the original bar when Capone used to go there.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So this house was just loaded with activity. And if they also used to play poker cards in that bar, and if you didn't pay your debt, they shot you in the head. They threw you in the lake behind the house. So the owner's wife was very psychic, and she could see everything. She could see the shadows going to the lake.
Wow.
I mean, you name it. It was just incredible. We've had so many experiences there. Like I said, it was like going to Disney World. She's like, "Hey, you want to come over?" I'm like, "Yes, yay." I knew something was gonna happen. Something badass was gonna happen. And it did. It always did. And so that's how I got started with the ghost hunting. But if you think about it, orbs, for instance, you see orbs in ghost hunting, you see orbs with UFOs, and people have seen orbs while they're squatching out in the woods.
Yeah.
I've seen orbs in all 3 of those modalities.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why are those 3? Why are those all in common with one another? I don't know.
Maybe it's a
That's a good
dimensional thing.
question.
I don't know.
I don't know, but that's a strange phenomena.
Yeah, I've
I
seen.
Wait, Dan.
Go ahead, Chad.
I always say that anybody that can see ghosts and even Sasquatch, that they have the ability through the vibrations in their body, the electrical system. They have a higher vibration, higher frequency. So I always wonder, there's another dimension. Okay, I don't want to get into that, but I know there's another that people can see. Like we've got people in the Bigfoot chat here that have that ability, whether it be from struck by lightning,
Near death experience, yeah.
And when I talk about near death, my wife has seen the same thing as you, a gentleman with an old timey hat, but he was more described as like the Hat Man, the Hat Man thing.
Exactly.
And she died in a car wreck and then was resuscitated back to life. So it always astounds me how many people like yourself see ghosts, and then there's me who I'm always looking and I haven't seen a darn thing. But obviously I'm here. I believe in all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I see Lenny's comment there.
Nice, Lenny. I have 2 of those myself.
A few?
I have no, Eric
I've
is
got
not
one
crazy.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was going to say is we were out squatching one day, and my buddy Les and we saw something 2 different times. He saw it at one time and I saw it at another, a black shadow go between 2 trees. And then what I saw at the Trans-Allegheny Asylum here in West Virginia was totally different. It was like a vapor that what I saw there. I mean, it was a lot farther away from me, but it was like a black vapor that went across the hall, and it was during the day. And so was the other, and the other was just like a big black shadow that darted between 2 trees.
Annie, I've seen that vapor before too.
Yep,
I've seen the same exact thing.
I have too.
Yeah,
it's like a cloud that moves. That's like got like its own life to it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I videoed some at this old coal town here in just down the road from my house, a few miles.
Tried.
And it was so weird. This lady had taken a picture of a face in the glass, so I set up my camera, and 16 minutes into it, it just started a black mist come out of the building and came across the parking lot.
That's cool.
That's what this one came across my yard. I'm just standing there on the phone. I'm like,
what am I seeing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird.
Patrick Noble wants to know.
Chris Connor, yeah.
Marie, do you ever go out with Chris from Trail of Bigfoot? Trail 2 Bigfoot.
I'm not sure. Is it Chris?
Chris Connor.
Chris Connor. No, I have not. No.
Yeah, he was big in the green swamp thing. I saw a message earlier in chat. But Bigfoot Bud maybe. I know Bigfoot Bud's been with him, and it said you can't go in there after dark. I wonder if that's something new, or if that's always been in place.
What?
Bigfoot or a Bud
You
or
can't go where after dark? The green swamp.
Green Swamp. Because I know I saw a whole lot of
That's not
video
true.
footage.
That's not true.
A whole lot of video footage from Chris Connor that was way beyond nightfall. Some pretty good stuff. It's interesting.
He experiences a lot of paranormal stuff in the green swamp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some really good stuff there.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff there. Definitely. I've heard metallic knocks before, and I'm sure Chris Connor has as well. I've heard it 2 different times. You're in the freaking swamp, right? The last thing you think you're ever going to hear are metallic knocks.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's doing that? Twice.
That's a good question. So you have some experience in the green swamp. Hey, that place really interests me.
Yeah,
really
it is. That's one of my main research areas as well.
Okay.
Man,
do you do anything down around the Crystal River at all?
I've been to Goth. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Gothi State Forest area. It's beautiful. There was a sighting last year of somebody saw 2 Bigfoots cross the road there. Some of my old team members, they investigate around that area as well because they live out there. But where I usually go, just because of, it takes like even an hour to get to the green swamp, So, but I go down to the Everglades. I go to, North Florida, Jacksonville. I've been all over Ocala, Mayaca, over the other coasts, like Titusville, the St. John's River, Miami, just been everywhere.
Yeah, I have family in Titusville.
Down there around Homosassa is where we usually were at, and it was. I always looked at that area, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just expect to see something driving down the road there.
Yeah.
That area has a lot of caves.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
What about the Everglades? I heard you say the Everglades.
Yep, the Everglades. Whew. That's tough, man. That's tough. Everything out there is out to kill you. So
it's like mini Australia.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's worse down there. It's like this time of year, it's like nothing but mosquitoes. It's miserable. And but when I go down there, I host a Everglades skunk ape camp out and investigation during the Alligator Festival. So the Alligator Festival is done by David Shealy. I don't know if you heard of David Shealy. He's the original skunk ape researcher down in the Everglades. He has a research shop, basically an exhibit area where he has gators and stuff like that. He has a campground in the back. So he hosts the Florida Alligator Festival. And after the festival, I host an outing, a nighttime hike in the Everglades.
Oh,
yeah.
That's brave. My book, that's pretty brave.
Yeah.
That's
very brave.
Crazy, right? Yeah. And but it's good and exciting. It's very exciting, and when you go anywhere at night, it's creepy anyway. But then about the alligator, the Everglades, right? Where you
alligators, snakes,
right? Panthers,
snakes,
stuff.
Alligators.
Patrick Noble is asking if you're close to Mims.
Mims? I'm not sure what Mims is.
Patrick. I have family over in that area.
What's Mims?
It's over near the Space Coast.
Space Coast. Is it around Titusville, Christmas area?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I've been there. I've been airboating with Frank Constantino.
I love airboating.
He had a skunk ape sighting while airboating at around
Oh.
2 a.m. on the St. Johns River,
Damn.
which was pretty impressive. And over there, everybody has an airboat, so alligators, cows, stuff like that. They're used to pigs. They're used to the sound of airboats, so they're not phased by those sounds at all.
They probably like watching the damn things.
Yeah, and so he was on his airboat, and he had a high-powered flashlight, and he had his brother-in-law Chris with him. They're going along, and there's some Indian mounds out there. And so when they turn the corner where one of the Indian mounds are, he sees something on top of the mound. And at first he thought it was an alligator. And so he shined his flashlight on it and a Q-beam, whatever it was, and it stood up. You could see the red eyes. It stood up and took off running into the bushes that was behind it. And
alligators don't do that.
Yeah, he thought that's what it was because it was on the ground. It looked like it was eating something. And then it stood up and it ran off. So that was very cool. And he was never a believer. He was just like, what is that? So that's pretty exciting. Mm-hmm. That was over, like I said, around Titusville.
What's going on with this thing?
Yeah, Titusville area. You just like seeing my face.
Yeah, I don't know why everything just changed. I was trying to type in.
It's been doing that on a lot of shows I've seen here recently. People get moved.
We're back.
Yeah, I've had plenty of close encounters just with hogs around that place where they used to stay at.
Yeah.
I about hit a sounder with the golf cart one night when I was heading to the trash bins because I came around the turn. I guess they must have been out there rooting for something. Yeah. And I about hit them with the cart. And I was like, well, that's not my idea of pig hunting. But
yeah, no, I don't like encountering those. Those are very scary out there.
No,
When I'm going, my research areas are basically the swamp, right? So
yeah.
You will have to watch out for snakes and hogs all the time. So
hogs kind of scare me more than about any other animal I've dealt with because they're low to the ground. They got those little tusks, and you can get into trouble real quick with one of those things.
Absolutely.
So, Jeff, you're saying you're face to face with them?
5'6". I'm not that short.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess it depends on which shoes I'm wearing.
I actually haven't. Go ahead,
I've
Jeff.
always wondered about that area down there around Crystal River.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, there's lots of caves there, so there have been sightings there. A really interesting sighting around that area, Brooksville, is when the hurricanes went through 3 years ago, Hurricane Milton. There was a bunch of reported sightings of Bigfoots around Brooksville. And it's like, why? Why is that? Well, Brooksville is like that whole area, like what you're talking about too. That's like one of the highest points in Florida. It's there's hills and stuff like that. So it seemed like they were headed for the hills, right? They were hiding to go hide in a cave somewhere or something to get away from the swamps because the swamps got extremely flooded. Some of the swamps got 5 to 10 feet deep in water. The water lines were well above my head in these areas, and it took months for the water to go down. So they were headed for the hills, right? They were headed for dry land and high land to get away from the hurricane. So I guess they sensed it. They knew how bad it was going to be. I don't know. I don't know how wildlife does that. But they
have you ever been in any of the caves around Crystal River?
I've been around the caves, yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't go.
Have you ever seen anything around the caves?
No, some people have. Some people have, but there's also bear. There's a lot of bear in
Yeah.
that area.
There is a lot of bear around.
So bears can be confused for Bigfoots. You know, it depends
Yeah.
if you.
You know, when they're
Depends if
walking
you
for
have
100
Bigfoot
yards.
on the brain. If you have Bigfoot on the brain, everything is Bigfoot, right? So,
Yeah.
so if you've never seen like a bear in the wild or whatever, and it's up on its standing on its two legs, it could be easily mistaken for a Bigfoot. You know.
Unfortunately, I've spent enough time around bears. I can tell if there's a.
Sure. And I've seen probably 12 to 15 bear in the Ocala National Forest whenever I've gone.
Yeah.
But some
Even
people
we
have
got them
not.
here now. There's a bunch of them up around us now.
Are there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like coming down out of the mountains. There's so much building in north of us in the mountains and west of
Yeah,
us.
they're coming from Pennsylvania,
Just-
most of them.
Most of them. Yeah, there's a lot of development going on.
They
up
gotta
there.
find food, right?
Down here they come along the river. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I found out my ex-wife couldn't tell the difference between a black bear and a black lab with no tail. That was a bear.
Is that why you divorced her?
Well, you know, what can I say?
How
What's
big
that
do the
dog
pigs
doing?
get?
I'm like,
Go ahead,
hate to
Bucky.
bring it to you. It's not a dog.
How big do the pigs get in Florida? You was talking about pigs there
Oh.
earlier.
No, they're big. I mean, I'm not good at estimating weight, but they're big. I was walking through a swamp once by myself, and I'm looking around for a sign. I'm just looking, and I didn't hear any noise. I didn't really hear anything, and I just happened to look to my left. No, to my right. I looked to my right, and I'm like, oh shit. There's a sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
You're good.
There was a mama with like 12 babies.
Oh,
boy.
wow.
They were probably about, I'd say about 80 feet away. And I was like, oh no, oh God, you know? And then I turned to my left and there's Dad
Oh.
dog. And he was busy, you know, digging in the mud, right? For grass.
Doing his thing.
He was doing his thing, and I just froze, and I'm like, oh no, oh gosh, because now I'm sandwiched between a family of hogs. And so I just started like backing up, and I'm watching them backing up really slowly because I don't want them to notice me, you know? So I was able to leave. They were just eating, care less, but I was also very quiet. And I backed up very slowly so they would not notice me in their area, you know. But that was a scary experience. Definitely.
That would be, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because anytime you get around a mama of anything.
Yeah, that's the first thing. And she had like 12 piglets, and I'm like, oh no.
You were very lucky.
I'm gonna die today.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She must have been in a good mood. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I guess so. Guess so.
She's
Jeff,
probably
you ever been around a mama bear and cubs?
Fortunately, I have not been in that situation, and I have not tried to put myself into that situation. So
Hey, you can test how athletic you are.
I've experienced
Yeah, right?
plenty of bears.
Get those little legs running.
It's
You
scary.
always got to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I see small bears, I'm getting the hell away from them things because
The closest I've been to a bear, we were out on a trail ride, and we thought it was a dog. And when we got up to it,
was
it was
my
a
ex-wife with you?
Oh,
we thought it was a dog. And guys, we got up closer to it. When we first saw it, it was like 75 yards away. And we got up to it, it was running up the hill. And we were probably about 15 yards from it and realized it was a bear and not a dog.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of our bear, like in Ocala, are pretty small. You know, they're skinnier, right? Because the food supply is not that great in the Ocala National Forest. You know, I don't know what the heck they eat out there because there's like maybe occasional berries, you know, but basically they're going through people's garbage, right? They're going through dumpsters, they're going
Yeah.
through garbage. There's like a landfill, I believe, out there that I've heard that they like to hang out at. So there's a lot of big bear population there.
Have you gone and found any Bigfoot evidence around dumpsters or anything like that?
The only thing that I have found was I was out with team member Ruby one day, and outside of Tampa, at
Really?
a park, a swampy park area. And so we were walking along this sugar sand path, dirt road that was next to the real road. And I found this footprint right next to the trail, and it was perpendicular to the trail. So I got behind the footprint because I'm trying to see, why is there a footprint here? I got behind the footprint and I looked straight ahead. Sure enough, across the road were two dumpsters.
Uh-huh.
So,
Dumpster diving.
yep, it was probably headed to the dumpster. So it climbed over the fence
Could have
and
been.
walked across, and two dumpsters right there. So, Bigfoots are opportunists just like bears, and they'll eat anything.
I
Just like
found a
Bigfoot.
footprint overlooking our campsite one time.
You found what?
I found a footprint overlooking our campsite.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Only footprint I've ever found. And it was looking right down on the campsite. We were turkey hunting in the spring up in the mountains.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the one thing I haven't witnessed is a footprint. Everything else, but
What? Really?
I haven't.
That-
Of course, I don't
that
look for them.
thing,
I
that,
need to
that
start.
imprint had to have been that far into that, and there was dry ground too.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'm looking at it going, okay, my foot's not leaving any tracks here. That thing has got the weight of like one of my dairy cows
Mm-hmm.
because, I mean, you could follow the impression in the leaves up the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of went crazy and followed it for a while until I got up into this area. I'm like, maybe I should turn around and go back because we're starting to get into some questionable territory here.
That's not getting crazy. That's getting excited and getting into the
Oh,
fun
yeah.
stuff.
That's awesome. Yes.
That's fun
If
stuff
I had been
there.
thinking, I wouldn't have walked half as far as I did. But-
Footprints are hard to find, I mean, obviously you
Yeah.
got to be in the right place at the right time before it rains.
Yeah.
And so they're hard to find.
I
And
think
a lot
I got lucky because of where it was standing. It shifted its weight enough.
Oh, yeah. So you could
You could see where it
separate impression.
disturbed
hog
enough the
damage.
ground.
We have a lot of hog damage on the ground, and hog damage can look like footprints, right? Because they
Yeah.
leave divots. It's all divots and crack. So if you're into, you've heard of pareidolia, right? So
Yeah.
people will be like, "Oh, it looks like a footprint," when in reality it may not be. It may be a print, but it may not be.
You know how many times I've seen double step bear
And
prints?
bear prints, yes,
Uh-huh.
especially in Ocala. Yes, you'll see double
And
prints.
people are like, "Oh, it's a Bigfoot," and I'm like, "There's two bear
Yeah.
paws there."
I found a little trackway in Ocala alongside the road on a sugar sand, right? But I was like, oh my God, these are Bigfoot prints, right? They're big. But they were double print bear prints. Probably at least 10 of them.
Oh wow.
But they were
Yeah.
all double bear prints. So it's like, wow, how crazy is that?
Where else do you? Any place other than Florida?
Wherever I go vacationing, like I just came back from the land between the lakes,
Uh-huh.
and that's Tennessee, Kentucky area.
Yeah.
That- That's an area I want to go to.
Yep, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful area. But I've been to Washington State. I've done research in the Olympic Peninsula, and heard on my last night in the Olympic Peninsula, I was awoken by vocalizations. It was insane. I heard like 12 of them.
Wow.
All kinds of
Oh, that's cool.
vocalizations. Yes, of course, my recorder's batteries were dead, naturally, right? And so, but it started out with, I woke up and I'm like, why? Like around, I would say after 1, I woke up and I'm like, why did I wake up? Because it was dead quiet there, extremely quiet. I'm like, why did I wake up? And then I heard it. I heard these shorter vocalizations, and it was like the same individual. It sounded like he was calling out to the rest of the tribe. They were just, whoa. You know, there was 5 of those. And at that point, I woke up Bob, and I said, listen, after those 5, so it sounded like he was calling out, asking where everybody was at.
Oh, wow.
After that, they came from all directions.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of vocalizations from every different direction around us. And I'm
Maybe
like,
they were having a meeting.
oh my God. That's what it reminded me of. It was like, okay, where is everybody? And they just all started calling off. Whoops and hoops and yells and hollers. And the coolest one was a long cooing sound that to us, it reminded us of a female, but it doesn't mean it was a female. It was just a ooh. And that was the closest one to where we were at. It was by the river.
Oh, wow.
It was down the river away. But it all stopped when some logging trucks went screaming down the highway, probably going 100 miles an hour.
There's always something that interrupts the good stuff.
I checked my watch, my clock on my phone. It was 2:05 exactly. And that was it. Not another peep after those logging trucks went screaming by.
How long did it last?
At least 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. At least 40 minutes. Yeah, just listening. It's like, oh my God, you're just listening to all these different kinds of vocals. It's not just one type of vocal. There was probably 6 or 7 different types of vocals.
How did that make you feel? I mean, when you heard all of that, did you just like, was like, wow? Or was
Yeah. I was just
Hope they're
laying
not
there.
close.
I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Why don't I have batteries in my recorder? Is what I was like thinking. But it was our last night, you know. It's like, screw it. We're not, you know, there's no store nearby where you can get batteries, you know. So I'm like, it's our last night. We won't need anything. Wrong. That's when I heard about 12 vocalizations. Bob, by the time he kind of like woke up, snapped out of it, he heard about 4 of them. But it was awesome. But I investigate Washington whenever I can. Wherever I go to Utah every year, and I go investigate in Utah all the time, whenever I can. And there I have found teepee structures, multiple teepee structures. I think in the past 3 years, I have found 3 or 4 teepee structures and a footprint that was along the side of the road, a big footprint.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I got a question here. I'm going to pull in from chat, and I'm going to start with Marie, and then Chad, and then Jeff, and then Bucky. I want you 4 to give your answer to that.
what do you do with him? Would you shoot him, or what do you do with it? Or what do you do with? No, I'm not a killer. There's no way on earth I would ever shoot one or do anything to one. I definitely will not tell the authorities. I'll call some people, you know, but no, I'm not about killing one. I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by all of it.
So it leads me back to whenever you the car was moved, you felt no fear. You felt
Right.
no
No,
nothing really.
just amazement.
Wow, cool.
I was just amazed. I'm like, wow, oh my gosh, did that really happen? Oh my God,
Yeah, that's crazy.
kind of thing, but never scared. Not scared whatsoever.
What about you, Chad?
I've actually thought of this before. There's times when I wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and my brain's running. So I run scenarios through my head.
Yeah.
And one of the scenarios was running into a Bigfoot, knowing that I whenever I'm in the woods, if we're just hiking, her and I, it's, usually a 9mm. If we were to go in the woods for an instance like that, I'd probably carry my shotgun. You guys have seen the shotgun. Anyway, I don't think in what my thought process was that I would show it, by setting the shotgun down, because I'm going to get maybe a shot off, as much as people tell me how fast they are. I don't want it to think that I'm a threat, and I'm hoping it doesn't want me, to think that me to think that he's a threat. So I'm probably going to just take my gun if he's not being threatening and lay it on the ground and probably get on a knee, because if he wants to kill me, he'll kill me.
Sure.
But I'm hoping he doesn't, and I don't want to kill him. So I would show him the best way possible by laying the gun down.
Yes.
Now, if it was another creature like a dog man, that would be one I'd have to really, just from what I've heard, I obviously I've never experienced one or anything, and I don't really want to experience a dog man, but if my wife's with me, game on. If it's just me, maybe I'll try to, hang with him and, brew with him. That's about it.
Hey, bud, let's party.
I don't think I really want to threaten or kill Jeff says it all the time. When I take a gun into the woods, it's for people and not to kill people.
Absolutely.
I'm not going
That's
out.
scarier than anything.
Now, Chad.
Yeah.
That's scarier than anything. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
coming across another human out there.
How about you, Bucky?
That is a cool question, Sheila. I do carry when I'm in the woods, and like Chad said, it's for all the other critters and
Humans.
freaks that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope that I would be calm and kind of like, put my hands up and say, kind of like be friendly of somehow, some way or another, and want to communicate somehow or another. If I had, because my sidearm is always on my leg. I have a leg pistol, a leg holster, and I've always got my big backpack on and my walking stick. I would probably just drop my walking stick, and try to, put my hands up and be friendly. I wouldn't want to shoot at it or shoot it. Like I said, the only reason I carry a sidearm is for the freakazoids and any critters out there. That's because I don't like snakes. I don't like snakes. I don't care.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't like snakes.
100% agree with that one.
I don't care how small, how big, what color they are, black snakes, dark snakes, whatever. I don't care. I don't like snakes.
Yep.
I'm the Indiana Jones of Bigfoot hunting.
Have you guys had mind speak?
I have not. My brain talks to me all the time, so I wouldn't know what mind speak is.
Well, Blackie, like you had said about having a gun and laying it down and stuff like that. So one of my team member, Bob, him and I were out in an area, our research area, one of them, and he experienced mind speak for the first time. And he didn't tell me about it until a while later. He's like, I had something really weird happen out there. I'm like, what? He goes, I had someone talking to me. And I'm like, what? So he had mind speak. So he's a weapons guy, right? He always has like big knives and stuff like that. He's always carrying something. And he heard something say to him, why do you carry a knife? And he's like, Number one, he's trying to figure out who the heck is talking to him. He's hearing it in his head, right? He's hearing. And he's like, well, to protect myself. And like a minute later, it said, put the knife in your pocket. So he took it off and he put it in his pocket.
Wow.
But nothing else happened after that. I was hoping that he would have had a sighting or something, but no. But it did say that. Why do you have a knife? And put your knife in your pocket.
I think that's why I would set my gun. I would show it in the least threatening way possible, and then I would lay it on front of me. And getting on my knee to me would be just a sign of respect.
Correct. Absolutely. Because I've talked about that to some of my other team members, like what would we do kind of thing. And that was kind of what we had said is like getting down like on one knee kind of thing. And, you know,
Yeah, Sheila had another
trying
point
to show you're not,
about being friendly and get to learn.
You're trying to be respectful. You're trying to look non-threatening.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, John Lamb.
90% of what I've experienced has been hunting related, and I've always been armed. And
what would you do, Jeff? Real quick.
I just act like I always do out there. I don't act
You're
like
dead.
I'm threatening or
Yeah,
anything.
you're dead.
God.
You're dead.
You're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna go to sleep on them.
Wrong answer, Jeff.
I've been laying in a damn hammock with the middle of the mountains with a shotgun propped up next to the thing and heard stuff going on outside of the tent, and I'm in a hammock. I'm in a burrito.
Yeah.
How many times I've heard weird stuff hanging in a burrito between two trees?
Oh yeah, there was one of the bushcrafters here in Florida told me a story because doggone well those people have had experiences. Those people are living primitively. They're out in these areas. They're up in hammocks and stuff. This one guy was in a hammock, he said, and he was woken up in the middle of the night. Something bumped his hammock. His friend was in another hammock next to him. And he's like, what the heck just bumped my hammock? And his friend said, a panther just went underneath you.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Right? So as it went underneath, it just, scraped, bumped the guy's hammock. No, thank you. I am not interested in hammock camping.
Yeah.
I don't want a panther to be bumping into me or even being near me like that.
Right.
Well, when I'm in a hammock, it's always low to the ground, so it would probably.
Me too, because I'm short and I can't get out of it if it's any higher than a certain.
Yeah, right.
I gotta jump to get in the damn thing.
Jeff would be like a Chipotle burrito. They're short, but they're really large.
Yummy. Yeah.
Maria, I ended up upside down in a hammock in West Virginia, and it was not a proud moment. My legs were sticking straight up in the air.
What happened? What happened?
It was one of those cheap Chinese.
Don't blame it on that.
It wasn't even. I think they made it to fit an Asian man. I got in it, and as I went to arrange myself, it flipped, and my legs were sticking up out of the top of it.
It was bourbon.
And,
wow!
And I had to get my friends.
Proud moment.
Bingo.
Proud moment. Yep.
Bingo.
Blame it on the bourbon.
There was no bourbon that night. We didn't have enough room in our packs to pack any essentials.
Anyway, reiterate to the. What would you do if you come across one?
I would probably just try to act as normal as possible.
Dead.
And I've heard a couple people saying that they understand if you talk to them. So
yes,
I would probably go that course.
Have you heard talking in the woods or anything? I've heard.
Oh, I've heard all sorts of stuff.
I've heard a couple times in the swamps.
Yeah.
Something saying, "Hey," and there's no like real.
So you're walking down the trail and you hear somebody and you turn around like, what? Like that?
And I've heard that. A friend of mine heard that in my house also. Hey. Mhm.
Hillary.
She loves you, Jeff.
Oh boy.
Oh, Hillary, you got to send us a picture.
I've actually
Yeah.
heard one. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but have you ever heard them? I heard one mimicking somebody snoring one night.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
And it was in that same campsite, actually the same weekend.
I found a footprint.
When you found the footprint, yeah,
Same
that
weekend
makes
I
sense. That makes sense.
And I'm listening and I hear my buddy over here and it's like midnight. And all of a sudden I hear that snoring, but it's across the trail.
How funny.
And I'm just sitting in the hammock going, is this really happening right now? Snore, and it would snore, and he would snore, and it would snore again. Well, finally, I'm trying to, get my headlamp because I want to see what it is.
Mhm.
And I think I made too much noise because by the time I found my headlamp, I had to rustle around in there to find it, and it stopped. So I just kind of jerked the flap open real quick and stuck my head out to look for it. Next morning, I found 2 sticks right there where I heard it coming from.
Yeah.
Those were chopsticks.
Yeah.
It was ready. It's going to break into that burrito.
Mhm.
But I've had other stuff happen when we've been there before. Last time I was there, we were there. We had gotten there late the one day, and I was just really tired. And I woke up again about 1 a.m. and I heard gibberish
Mhm.
outside of the campfire.
Mhm.
And it was funny because when I got up, I literally said to him, I was like, I'm just getting up to pee. Other buddies were asleep, and all of a sudden the gibberish stopped, and it got real quiet. You could still hear them like mumbling, and then I finished and got back in there and zipped myself back up into the hammock, and then they started again.
Yeah, I've heard gibberish in the Everglades. Mhm.
My buddy heard one. Well, I'm thinking that's what it was. Something was mumbling next to him one night when he got out of the deer stand over here, and he was getting ready to get in his truck, and he's putting all of his stuff away, changing out of his hunting outfit, and he's like half dressed as this thing starts up, like 20 feet from him, and he doesn't really get excited about anything, but he said he was half dressed. And he shoved everything into the back of the truck and just stepped into it and drove up to the barn.
Oh boy.
The first time I ever had one happen here, I had the vocals inside of 100 yards. But it got closer.
Oh.
Now, Jeff, you've never told this before. Why are you bringing it up now?
I
Because
haven't.
I'm on the show.
I've
Hello.
never heard that before out of you.
I'll be right back. I gotta get something.
Oh, don't go away, Danny.
That
He's
was
got
my introduction.
I gotta get
when I
something
was-
real quick. I'll be right back.
I know.
Because this is
I'm
too
messing,
funny.
I'm messing with you.
I
Jeff.
can't miss this. I can't miss this. This is too funny.
You go ahead. Go ahead. Or,
I mean, the farm's been here for like over 100
Yep.
years. I mean, we've all been on the same property forever.
Yep.
I always believed in it until I figured out when I was 17 that apparently they're not just out in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was working on a deer stand after dark. We were trying to remove a limb from the thing, and I was holding the flashlight,
came the guest.
which, as anyone that ever holds a flashlight for someone else knows, it's always an exciting job.
Yes.
I've been yelled at many times. Yes.
So this thing starts doing the famous Ohio howl,
Yep.
but it's 100 yards from us.
Mm-hmm.
And me being a dumb teenager, I'm thinking, okay, it's somebody trespassing on the property. So I go over there and start yelling at them. Well, then it gets closer. And now it's doing all of that within about 30 yards of us.
Nice.
And I've got the world's dimmest flashlight. You can't see anything. I mean, it's literally like 500 yards from my house. This is where it happened.
Wow.
And he's like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. And then it does it again. And he's like, yeah, I think it's time to go. So we started backing up.
Everybody says that. It's time to go. Isn't that what we're out there for?
Yeah. The next thing you know, we're throwing stuff and we're running for the tractor. And I got in trouble because I almost left him in the field as we were exiting.
Wait a minute. How tall is this guy?
He's actually an inch shorter than me.
Oh, okay. That's how you got ahead of him then. Okay.
Well, wait a minute. We're
He's
pretty
taller
close.
than you. He's taller than you.
By like a half an inch, Jerry.
It's all the difference in the world, son.
It depends on the shoes, Jeff. That's what you said
Yeah.
earlier.
Okay.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah, but we cleared the hill that night with the tractor. I didn't think tractors could go airborne, but
he's still taller than you. Anyway. Back to our guest.
I'm sorry.
So good. No, it's a good area here.
real
It's a good
serious.
area, and the local state park over behind his farm, the farm over there, is got some history with it. So
Yes,
it
it
doesn't
does.
surprise me that something was over.
Have you ever had
somebody hit one
infrasound
with a
hit
car
you?
back in the 70s.
70s, back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I remember reading it in the newspaper. And you have the newspaper article. Your
Yeah, my
grandmother saved-
great-grandmother,
great-grandmother saved. Yeah.
thank the Lord, Marie decided, her name was Marie.
Okay.
She saved everything. Old newspaper clippings and all sorts of stuff.
Because I've been looking for that article.
Yeah.
And he found it. You can't find it
Yeah.
online through the Aegis.
I said something to my
Look at
grandmother
newspaper.
one day, and she's like, a couple of months later, she goes, "What was that article you were looking for?" And she's like, "I was going through Marie's stuff, and I think I found something." And I start reading the paper. I'm like, "You're kidding me." I don't even know if they still have this in like the archives at the Aegis. They probably threw it out 50 years ago.
It did. You can't find nothing about that incident
Wow.
before, during, and right after it happened. And I think there was something else released later, and nothing's available online.
Do you ever try
Obviously,
to
they
go
threw
back
it
and
away.
look for old newspaper articles, Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any luck with that?
Well, 2 years ago, my team and I did a research study of David Shealy's infamous sighting video. Have you seen that one where the skunk ape is running through the sawgrass? I don't know if you've ever
I think I've
seen
seen,
that.
yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that one.
That's his famous sighting. He's had a total of 4 sightings throughout his life.
Okay.
And his first one when he was 10 years old. So, but the video was from July 8th of 2000. And so people just automatically think, oh, it's a hoax. It's a guy in a suit running through the grass. And it's like, no. The people are saying that know nothing about the Everglades and what it's like down there. And so I decided that I wanted to do a research study to try and disprove the video, So I brought my team down there. We did 2 reenactments to see if it was even possible for a human to do what the skunk ape did, right? And we're in there in the winter time, dry season. We couldn't do it. This was July 8th of 2000, in the middle of the rainy season with at least 2.5 feet of water and the dead sawgrass and stuff. So,
and you couldn't do it when it was dry.
huh?
You couldn't even do it when it was dry.
No, could not. We could not even do it when it was dry. And David said that no one has ever gone out there to do what we did, to try
thick is
to
the grass?
debunk it. Huh?
How thick is the grass? I mean, like, because it's supposed to be like what, 4 foot tall or something like that there?
It can be anywhere from 3 feet to 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And that is some nasty stuff too.
oh, it's nasty. And you're walking on at least 1 foot of dead grass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So your feet are getting caught in the dead sawgrass. Then you got, at that time, you've got 2.5 feet of water. There's holes. There's logs. There's gators. There's snakes. There's sharks.
Spiders.
All kinds of things in the water that, you know, a human can't really run like that, because a human's going to be looking down, trying to find the path of least resistance, making sure they're not falling, tripping on a log, they're not stepping on a gator, blah, blah, blah. Well, the video shows this skunk ape running straight. He's not looking down at all. He starts walking. David thinks that he started running because he saw him, or David saw a deer before he saw the skunk ape. He thinks the skunk ape was going after it. But the skunk ape was just going straight. Like I said, did not look down at all. And it like glided. If you look at the video, its head's not popping like a human, you know, would. This thing was just like gliding, going incredibly fast. And we couldn't do it. We could not reenactment twice. I brought a trail runner out there, a marathon trail runner who's experienced running in that terrain. He couldn't do it himself. And he told us the same thing. His feet kept getting caught in the grass. And so you could see him. I filmed him. You could see him like looking to see where he could go next, you know, without tripping or falling on something. And so that happened in 2000. Then my research study, I got online trying to find, you know, old reports, like what you said. I'm trying to find the weather at the time, how much water there was at the time of day, what the temperatures were, what the feel like temperature was, because people say, oh, it was a guy in a suit. I'm sorry. It feels like 109 degrees out there. If you're putting on a heavy Bigfoot suit, number one, you can't run through the water. The drag of the water, the weight of the water would pull down your suit. Okay? And so it was just a fascinating thing. But yeah, it took a lot of research on the internet to try to get that information from back in the year 2000. So yeah, I'm all familiar with trying to find information on the internet, you know, like newspaper articles or just data.
Yeah.
Environmental data, you know, what everything was like at the time. So in order to prove, you know, or, you know, debunk whatever it came out to be, to prove that it really did happen. And we do think it did. There's no doubt in our minds after doing what we did. There's no way that, you know, this definitely was a skunk ape. So, but, you know, if he's a hoaxer, come on. He's been doing this for like 50 years and he only had 4 sightings.
Right.
Like his first one when he was 10 years old. I'm sorry, he's not lying about a sighting at 10 years old. He used to spend days out there in the big cypress behind his campground. Days. He had a ladder stand set up. Every single day he would go out there hoping to catch a glimpse of a skunk ape. And sure enough, that day he did. And one other time he actually took some photographs of the same looking kind of creature back in 97. So, you know, I think he's totally legitimate. And we did the study and reenactments, and we couldn't do it in the dry season. So,
That's
You
interesting.
said-
I remember
you
seeing the footage.
You said 50 years he's been doing this, or
Yep.
yeah, I think if you're a hoaxer, you're probably going to have a lot more experiences.
Exactly.
Because you're wanting the attention if you're a hoaxer.
Absolutely. Yes, you want that constant attention. And like I said, his first one was when he was 10, and
Yeah.
he's had 4, total of 4 in 50 years. So,
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty legit. I mean, weighing the odds of what, hoaxer and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, knowing that people that usually hoax, they're always making up new stories. They're always, because it's look at me.
Yes.
I want the attention.
Yes.
So
Agreed. Mm-hmm. So I think he's, and people will disagree with me, but I've been out there and I did a study, me and my team, and no one else
Look at
has
me,
really
look at me.
done what we have done. As a matter of fact, I was a consultant on Expedition X. Have you ever heard of Expedition X? That was one of Josh Gates' shows about the paranormal.
I think I've heard of it. I think.
And so they contacted David Shealy and they contacted me, and I was a show consultant. And on that show, they did a skunk ape thing in the Everglades, right? And so I gave them the idea to recreate what we did, try to reenact, try to have them try to run the same route and see if they could do it. So they did that on the show. They couldn't do it either. It was impossible. And this skunk ape ran probably at least a mile through the sawgrass. No problem. No problem getting through there. So
That's amazing.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, one more topic before we call it a night. There's things above us that like to fly around
Birds.
called UFOs.
Oh,
UAPs. What do we have? Birds. What do we have to say about that, Marie?
What? UFOs?
Yeah.
I've had 2 sightings. 2 sightings. So that it was craziness.
Yeah.
It's the first one, which was my favorite one. I was in Brandon, Florida, sitting on a back patio where there was a pool with a screening cage, and me and my 2 friends, I would go to their house. We would do sky watches, and so we're sitting there. We're all facing east, all 3 of us, right? It was me, and my friend, and her husband, and we're just watching the sky, whatever. All of a sudden, this orb appears over to the left of us, on the outside of her pool cage. It was golden orange color, and it was oval, and it just appeared where these dark trees were, and we all saw it. We looked over, we're thinking, what the hell is this? And it flashed quickly 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then blink of an eye, it was in front of us. We didn't even see it move. It appeared in front of us, and it flashed twice and disappeared. And we're like, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Because now we're looking to the right. Because remember, it started to the left. It went in front of us. Logically, you would think it would go to the right. So we're looking to the right. We're like, where did it go? Where did it go? And all of a sudden, this orb comes flying above her house, stops. I could see, it looked like a trail of sparks behind it, like it skidded to a stop. Like it came in hot, skidded to a stop. It flashed once, gone.
Wow.
So what's interesting about that, there was 3 of us. It counted us. 3, 2.
I gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It counted backwards, but it counted 3 flashes, 2 flashes, and 1. So it counted us. That was crazy.
That is crazy.
That's wild.
That was the craziest experience. And I'm talking, it's just on the other side of the pool cage. What?
Wow.
50 feet away
Wow.
or less. The one on the left was only about 20 feet away from us. So
Wow.
What color were the lights that were flashing? Were they multi or?
they just flashed.
Okay.
They just appeared. 1, 2, 3, got flashed. That's all it did. It just flashed at us.
Were they white lights?
No, they were orangey, golden orange.
Okay.
Golden orange. Like oval shaped, about that big.
That's wild.
It was wild. It was crazy. We're like, what did we just experience here? So
Did you any loss of time or anything? No? Okay.
not that we know of, no. We didn't notice anything. Mm-mm. So my second sighting was also at her house, but it was a different sighting. But they both happened at her house. And she's had experiences where she's seen them around her house before. So both of them were at her house.
How far from the Space Center is that?
Opposite side of the state.
Opposite
Oh wow. Okay.
Gulf Coast.
Hmm. That's on the East Coast. We're on the West Coast.
Mhm.
So no, not a rocket launch is not going to be 20 feet away from you.
No, by no means. I was surely hope not.
Yeah, no.
Maybe the fire ants were launching rockets. We don't
Yeah,
know.
no, not
Well,
that big. Nope,
That's wild.
it's big.
That's
And they, like I said, you didn't see them moving, except for this one I saw skidding, coming in hot.
and
The
then
other ones, you didn't see them move.
it was just there.
They're just there, and then they're there. You know, they're just there. You never see them like darting, back and forth. They're just there. They just appeared, flash, over here, flash, gone. And then that one kind of skidded in and flashed once, and that was it. I saw a UFO at the same age. It looked like a small moon, but orange. Yep. It had no tail, so I don't think it was a meteor. Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. Orangey, golden orange color is what I saw.
Yeah, we've seen a few UFOs around here.
Did you see what the three?
I've seen them in, close proximity, but they're all moving around separately.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Have you seen them while you're bigfooting?
I've never really been looking up in this. I've never been looking for them while I'm doing
Some
that.
people in the Ocala National Forest, while they've been camping, they'll wake up in the middle of the night and their tent is illuminated
Huh.
by something
did
above
see-
coming from the sky.
I did see a flash one night on a ridge line while we were out there camping. It was just real quick, real bright.
Yeah.
But where it was, there was no let's just say that part of the ridge, if you were to traverse it, I wouldn't do it at night, and I sure as hell wouldn't be on that section without a light, because when it went off, the first thing I did was I grabbed the thermal and I was looking
Oh, yeah.
up, and there was nothing up there.
Yep.
It was within 100 yards of us.
Yep.
If somebody had been up there, you would have seen them. You would have heard rocks and stuff moving around.
Yep. Yes. For sure. You would have
And
picked
no one camps
up
back there except us whenever we're there. There's no one else camping there.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was weird that no one else stays back there. Like every time we go, we're like the only ones back there.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you complaining about it?
You ain't got nobody around you.
I was like, they must either be really lazy or just no one wants to come back here for some reason.
Yeah.
Stop laughing, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Me laugh? Never.
I know what you're laughing at.
Jerry, I don't know what's going on with my screen, but it's like changed again.
Your screen.
I had nothing to do with it.
No, the lighting.
It looks fine on our end, but
It's a little brighter than usual.
I have no clue why because I didn't mess with it.
If it's a little brighter right about, we would have seen.
Hmm.
Kidding.
Maybe that's why I stayed awake.
Hey, he did.
That's
This is true. He did stay awake. Better.
Quit it.
Anyway, were you finished your UFO story before you were rudely interrupted, Marie? I apologize.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm done now.
My second sighting, same place, same people. My friend was inside the house, so it was me and her husband, and we were sitting outside getting set up, And I look up and I see a chevron.
Yes.
So it's like this, right? A chevron.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see the outline of it was, now it's blackout. It's a dark sky. But I could see a darker chevron shape. And it had little teeny tiny, what looked like lights, but they weren't bright lights that generated light. They were just like glowing, right? And quiet, didn't hear anything. This thing just flew right over me, right over their house, completely silent, maybe 500 feet up, not far at all. And I was like, oh my God, what's that? And my friend's husband's like, what? And I'm like, you didn't see that? And he's like, see what? And I'm like, what the heck are you? How do you not see that? Because her husband had incredibly good eyesight. He could see everything more than we could see stuff. And I'm like, how do you not see this? Something just flew right over your house. It flew right over us. He goes, I didn't see it. And I'm like, what? So now I'm like doubting myself, right? I'm like, okay, maybe it was a flock of birds flying at night, white birds. I didn't see wings flapping. If you've ever seen birds fly in formation, they're crooked. There's always one side that's longer than the other. They're not in perfect formation. So I was really doubting myself because he didn't see it. I saw it. And I'm like, I'm going crazy here. So I waited about a week. And then I went on the MUFON database, the Mutual UFO Network database, just to see if somebody saw something similar. Sure enough, somebody saw the exact same thing I saw within 3 minutes of when I saw it. They were on the opposite coast. So I think heading south, and then it cut across the state and was seen around West Palm Beach. 3 minutes after I saw it, they described the exact same thing I did. And so at that point, I did register it I reported it to the MUFON.
MUFON. John Lamb, did you take that report?
He was
right.
he was
part of MUFON.
Yeah. So then later on, I found out that my friend has seen that same craft pass over her house 5 years prior.
Interesting. What year was that? What year was that movie?
I don't know. 10 years ago? Maybe?
2016, 2015, 2016, John?
Yeah,
He's asking the chat.
That could very well be 10, 12 years. But it was just fascinating that how did he not see it? But some people say they show themselves to who they want to show themselves to. Kind of like maybe Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's my theory too.
Yeah, so some people say that, like him not seeing the UFO, but I did. We're next to each other. How do you not see it? And
I saw a star move once. You ever see that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
John
talk about weird.
We saw that in 1993.
1993, John says he saw it.
That was a
Mhm.
trek ago.
Yeah, when you see a
Interesting.
star move, you're kind of like, I don't think it's a star.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see one that like changes directions. I haven't seen that yet.
Well, the one I saw changed elevation.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
My mother had one do that here.
I was out doing a sky watch with two friends north of Tampa on the guy's property, right? And so he had some kind of night vision camera set up on us while we're out there, right? And so we did not know this happened, but it's just three of us, right? So it's like a circle, right? We reviewed the video later on and find out that a light came down in the middle of us and illuminated all around us.
Huh.
And
Wow.
then disappeared. We're like, what is this? I mean, it was just a big light. It was just right in the
Wow.
middle of all three of us. And it was captured on his night vision camera.
But you didn't see it.
Nope. We had no clue.
How long did it last?
Oh, 1, 2, 4 or 5 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In 1971, we were sledding up. Night, a group of us, but only 2 saw it. Yep, exactly.
My grandparents claimed they came back from the cabin one night and were pulling up to the farm and saw a light come over, and they said it looked like it crashed into the farm. Like they drove in to the barn looking around,
Wow.
and they could never figure out what it was.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm.
Must have been that bourbon, though.
Well, those two weren't drinkers, so I don't know what.
The lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade.
Get you every
let's
time.
Let's Papa's experiment with that Presbyterian orange juice again. And even my grandmother said the same thing, which I thought was odd because she was never into any of that kind of stuff.
Communion grape juice.
That's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Did we cover everything, guys and gals? And
I think so.
got any questions? Get them in here real quick for us. It's getting late.
Maybe Marie will have something else happen soon.
Careful, Jeff. Don't wish too much bad stuff on her now. My goodness.
I wish I had time to go have stuff happen to me. I've just been too damn busy.
Yeah, I like it. I
do too. I've never really been out in the woods to the point where I've been scared of that. I've been scared of plenty of other things.
Yeah. I had a encounter last year down south around Fort Myers in an area called, what's it called? Webb Ranch or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. It's not a fun area to try to research in. It's a lot of prairie stuff, pine trees, blah, blah, blah. We went out there at night to do an investigation. We went down this abandoned trail with super high grass. And I was out there with 4 other people. And we have our flashlights and we're just looking around. Of course, we're doing skunk ape stuff, right? And so I'm in the lead. Team member Bob and another friend, they had to go to the Jeep. So they left me, Cheryl, and Natalie out there by ourselves. So I'm walking. Of course, I'm always the lead. And in the grass right in front of me on the trail, I heard movement and I froze. And I'm like, oh no. Because it sounded like it was about 3 feet tall. It wasn't like, I didn't think it was a skunk ape at all. I was afraid of it being a hog.
Yeah.
So this is in the grass. It sounded like something was laying down and it stood up. It got up, so it made some noise, and I was like, I froze, and I'm like, we got to get out of here.
Mhm.
And so we turn around and we start walking as fast as we can. Then I hear this thing stalking us behind the grasses. It wasn't loud at all.
Mhm.
You could just hear something moving lightly. I think it was a panther. The panther was stalking us.
Oh boy.
Got to the point where the panther, the creature, started to come closer. It was coming towards me. It was coming towards us through the thick 6 foot
Uh-huh.
grass. And I was like, oh God. I was panicking because you could hear it coming closer. Luckily, Natalie had her bear spray and she just let it, she just and we screamed and we just ran. We ran down that path trying to get out of there as fast as we can. I know doggone well that was a panther. It was so stealthy, so quiet. You know, a hog would have just crashed, boom, bam, boom, you know, make all kinds of racket. But this thing was just quiet, gingerly moving, barely making any noise, but you could hear it. It was making noise. Later on, like 2 weeks later, I look on the internet to learn more about that area. Sure enough, birthplace of Florida Panthers, the favorite hangout of Florida Panthers. And there were reports of people in that area who encountered panthers and they sprayed them with bear spray. It's the exact same story that happened to us. We never saw the creature,
Yeah.
but I am 100% convinced it was a panther.
We've had them here. Well, mountain lions here. We don't have panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But you sprayed the bear spray. That's
Yes.
what counts.
Yes. And it
Here's a
worked.
good question. Did anybody accidentally get sprayed during the operation?
Surprisingly not, because she was behind me with the spray. I don't know how I didn't get any in my face, thank God. But I think I was just panicking. I was just like in panic mode, and I'm like, we got to get, oh my God, we got to get out of here. We're going to die, you know, kind of thing. And scary, and that's nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grass, doing skunk ape research.
Yeah. You want to get freaked out? with something,
Birthplace
have
of
a
Florida
memory.
Panthers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. Panthers, very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
And my cat thinks it's a panther, but it's not.
I got one of them, yeah.
Yeah. Mine thinks
Black
he's
too.
Yeah,
yeah,
Beard?
mine's black.
mine's black also. Mhm.
Yep.
Mine's
I
black. Has
couldn't
long
have
hair.
I couldn't have any cats in this house. These dogs would tear
Not with
this
them
place
damn dogs. No way. Shoot.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not getting any questions in here, so
Nope, we're done.
you've been pretty thorough and you're talking about stuff. So you probably answered everybody's. You answered a lot of mine that I had on my mind, so I didn't have to.
Well, good. Very good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you haven't asked the difference between a skunk ape and a Bigfoot.
Well, tell us, other than the smell.
Um,
That's what I hear.
well, yeah, I have not experienced that kind of smell except once in the Ocala National Forest. But just think about it. I mean, even a Bigfoot with that's hairy, that's big, that's out there in the swamps, you know, it's got BO. They're going to stink,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
They got armpits. They're going to stink just as, you know.
You squash
I got to put deodorant on every day so I can go out in public.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to stink. But anyway, there seems to be differences between a Bigfoot and a skunk ape. And based upon the reports that I've heard, the story, eyewitness accounts and stuff like that, there does seem to be a difference between the two. If you go south of Tampa, like Mayaca, down the Everglades, all those reports seem to be skunk apes, which is a creature that's 5 to 7 feet tall, very thin, less hairy, and they have 4 toes, not 5 toes. And those toes are long. Those toes are probably used for climbing trees. Just think, if you're in the Everglades, where are you going to sleep at night? Right? You're going to sleep in a tree unless you find a piece of dry land somewhere. So around Tampa and north, it seems to be the typical Bigfoots, which are 6 to 9 feet tall, 6 to 8, 9 feet tall, hairier, bigger, and they have 5 toes versus 4 toes. The skunk apes seem to be around watery areas like the coasts, like the Everglades, along the coast, the East Coast, the West Coast, where the water is. The Bigfoot seem to be more central in the drier areas. Like I said, just the reports are very different. Skunk apes don't seem to make structures like Bigfoots do. I've heard gibberish down in the Everglades. We've heard knocks in the Everglades. I have found something that looks like a nest in a tree, which looks like a hammock, a giant hammock with thousands of vines. And, but just the other behaviors are just different from one another. And 4 toes versus 5 toes. But that's the difference.
Almost like a whole different species, so to speak. Really.
Correct. And it could be the skunk apes are more of a true primate, and Bigfoots are something else. Could be. Don't know.
They would be able to adapt to their environment.
Well, I think that's what they've all done. I mean,
yeah.
I talked about earlier, I don't know, months ago, about when the land bridge, when all the continent was just one big, and all these things probably walked to different environments, and Yetis can adapt to winter areas, cold areas, et cetera, et cetera.
Skunk apes are more watery areas. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense, but that's what's going on in Florida. And Florida is number 3, according to the BFRO, for having the most reported Bigfoot sightings in the country. So number 1 is Washington, number 2 is California, and Florida is number 3.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And nobody knows that. They think that Florida has nothing. There's nothing here, but there is.
Marie, we have a question. What does Marie think they do when hurricanes show up?
Well, it's just like what I had said about the Brooksville, the Homosassa area, Crystal Springs, Crystal River area.
Yeah.
There's caves. There's caves there. And there were reports right before Hurricane Milton hit of a lot of Bigfoot sightings around Brooksville. And that is one of the highest areas. Brooksville is very hilly, and there's caves out in that area. So I think they definitely they go to the high land, and they hide in the caves.
Makes sense to me. That's what I do.
Yeah.
As Marie knows, skunk apes are aggressive. They've been known to be aggressive, more than a Bigfoot. So could that be because maybe they're more primate-ish? Don't know. But just think of where they're living. They're living in the Everglades.
Right.
Everything's out to kill you. You have to be aggressive. You got panthers and pythons and anacondas and, water moccasins or rattlesnakes and bears and gators and crocodiles. And there's, you've got poisonous spiders. There's even trees that are poisonous. If the water from these trees touch your skin, they'll burn you. I mean, there's crazy spiders out there. It's just it's like the Wild West of of the swampland, you know. And
Ohio's
so they
the-
have to be aggressive to survive.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
So
I,
that's just
I
my
think
opinion.
people from Pennsylvania need to speak up a little more too. And I'll tell you what, that state is
Yeah.
got a lot of
Yeah.
valuable wow factor
Really?
all across east to west, north to south. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake up, Jeff.
I'm here.
He's getting ready to fall asleep. Yep, there we go. There goes the arm, Chad. You see that,
he's
Chad?
doing the old reach behind the arm there, behind the neck.
Oh boy,
Never a good sign.
great.
Been good.
That's good information, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember reading something on your page about multiple species in
Yes.
Florida, but that makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
Several differences,
And
size.
and the Native Americans, the Seminoles, the Miccosukees, they all have their stories
Mhm.
of their own sightings.
Yep.
And things that have happened while they've, do their thing. I heard a story directly from this wonderful Miccosukee Indian, her name, Native American, excuse me, Betty Osceola. She's a conservationist. She's all about the water, the Everglades. And she had an encounter when she was out chopping palmetto palms, because the Seminoles and Miccosukee will take those palmetto palms and use them to make their roofs on their huts, their cheeky huts. And so she was just chopping all these palmetto palms, and she's chop, 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 and there's a skunk ape right in front of her
Oh wow!
on the other side of the palms, and they just stared at each other, and then it ran off. So they all have their stories, their encounter stories. So they're not making it up, and their stories go back hundreds of years,
Sure.
and they have their
Yeah.
own names for the
I-
species. Like
I-
for the Seminoles, and I'm going to butcher this, but it looks like it's spelled St. Cavcati, and it means tall, hairy giant. That's their name for them. You think they're not saying tall, hairy ape. They're
Right.
saying giant. A tall, hairy giant.
Yeah, I always said they drew them on their teepees. They drew them on
Yes.
cave walls. They've been right. They've
Yeah.
been here for
Yeah.
as long as us, if not longer.
Out here on the river. Out here on the river, they're in the stone.
Mhm.
Jeff will tell you, right out here in the Susquehanna River here, just, a few miles away. There's
Each
you
tribe
spoke
has
about it,
their
Jeff, where it
story.
was at.
Every tribe has their stories, and most of them have their own names that they've assigned to them. But they're always a giant, a hairy giant, crazy. What do you think of the no taking of swamp ape's claws in the lower Swanee?
Wildlife management.
Well, I've heard that was a joke. That it was a joke on their part. I don't think so. But they're not going to admit it. But
Why would you put that in the bottom of your hunting regulations?
yeah, the
Yeah.
FWC is not going to be making jokes in their materials, right? Their reference materials, their warning
No
signs.
taking of skunk ape. That's what it says, right?
Yeah, no taking of skunk apes. And they're like, oh, it was just a joke. No, they don't joke.
No one jokes about an ant.
Those are not joking people. The
Right.
FWC, they're not a happy bunch. They'll fine you in a heartbeat for doing something wrong. So they're not going to joke around and, let's just add this to our brochure. Not, So, yeah, yes. Awesome. It was very nice to meet you, True Phyllis. Thank you for coming on the show and listening. It was
Crazy
a
Phyllis.
pleasure.
I think if the state of Maryland knew Bigfoot was here, they'd try to tax him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
How many did they tag? 0.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They'd charge them a tax if they could figure out they existed in this state.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
They'd try to tax us for going in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're caught outside of your campground in the forest, the FWC will fine you $500. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're not a joking bunch of people. I think that was a legitimate thing that they, for some reason, did. Whoever put together the brochure.
Well, out west they have same worded maybe a little differently.
Yeah.
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Was that in Oregon or was it Washington?
I think it's
State?
Oregon or Washington State. They have a clause in their booklet too.
Washington, I think, isn't it?
Where's Blaylock? He would know.
Yeah, I think it's Washington.
Maryland doesn't have anything like that as far as Bigfoot, but
No.
nothing exists in this state. They tell us we don't have mountain lions. They told us we don't have coyotes for years when coyotes were overrunning this place.
Freaking everywhere. Yeah, I hear them
We're
all the
not
time.
supposed to have mountain lions.
Yeah.
They're here.
West Virginia's got everything, buddy.
Yeah, we got it
Not a doubt
all.
in my mind.
We're one wild.
I had a
state.
guy send me a picture last year of. I'm like, where did you get that at? And he's like, Susquehanna.
Yeah.
I was like, in the park? And he's like, yeah, last week. And you
I was
could
just there
clearly
last
tell
week.
it was a mountain lion. It was only 20 feet from the car.
Wow.
Well, I didn't see anything this time around, so
Bears all over the place too. We got them everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
bears and more bears.
Everybody tries to tell us, oh, it's just springtime. They're just coming through because it's springtime. No, they're here all year.
So they even say at the Land Between the Lakes that there's no bears there, which ain't true. My God, it's a beautiful, beautiful spot area. And but if you talk to the park staff, they tell you there is a bear. There's at least one bear. I'm sure there's more than one.
Yeah.
They call him the resident bear. He's been there for like 3 years. He's about 300 pounds. But they're like, oh, no, there's no bears here. Well, the park people just said there was. So, and if I was a bear, I'd want to be there for sure. So,
Do you
Did
really
you-
think there's as many hogs in the LBL as they claim they caught out of there? Because
we saw, I didn't see it, but my team member Bob ran across 3 hogs.
yeah. 'Cause we know a lot of people that go out to LBL all the time, and they said they've never seen that many hogs in there.
I don't know how many hogs they say there are.
Well, supposedly they trapped like 1,800 of them out of there. And
What? No.
that's what they're claiming.
That's what they're claiming.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
that's what the LBL people are claiming. They caught 1,800 pigs out of there.
I don't believe that one
I
second.
don't either.
I do not believe that. Even though Bob saw 3 on the road leading to our campground. He saw 3 hogs on the side.
Oh,
But yeah,
It
I
made no
don't
sense to
believe
me.
there's that many there at the LBL. I do not.
No.
Mm-mm.
Now, the LBL is a big place, but I don't believe that they took out that many pigs out of there.
No, there's a lot of deer there. Pigs, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Did you ever feel uncomfortable at the LBL? I mean,
No. Mm-mm. No, we had some big storms come through. That was the most uncomfortable thing that I encountered, besides the ticks. But no, we all had a positive
Yeah.
experience. It's a beautiful place. I'd love to, be there again, away from people. That was the weird thing. I was there just 2 weeks ago. School's out. People are on vacation.
that's what we're looking
There was nobody at the LBL. That was so freaking weird to me. I'm like, where are the people? Why aren't people vacationing here? No one was there. I think we had at our campground maybe 10 people. Maybe. if you're the whole time, there was maybe one car on the road. That was it. I'm
Wow.
like, how do people not vacation here? Why? Or is everybody all freaked out about Dogman and they're afraid to go there?
I think it could very well be, maybe. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the place has an unfortunate,
it's crazy. It makes no sense. But like I said,
we talked to plenty of
beautiful
people who go
place.
to LBL, and they said they don't really get that creeped out going there.
Yeah, I was not creeped out there. That's
Chad,
nothing
you've been to
compared to
LBL a bunch. You don't get creeped out going to that place, do you?
I don't get creeped out going anywhere. Um, I love nature. I love the woods.
Mhm.
So it really doesn't creep me out.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem sleeping. I don't, nothing like that. And now if I'm in a, part of the woods where there's a lot of needles from crackheads, then I might be a little concerned. But other than that, no.
Yeah, I mean, for
Scares
me, it's well, number one, any place at night is going to look creepy, okay? But I'm in swamps at night. That's creepier than the
Oh, yeah.
LBL. There's
I think-
nothing creepy
Oh,
to
yeah.
me about the LBL.
The creepiest thing is your brain. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what scares you the most, because that's where all the thoughts go. Is there something out here? And-
You're going to get me. I never
yeah,
do.
exactly.
your brain can be your number one worst enemy.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And
In a
I growing
situation,
up,
yeah.
I was afraid of everything, and now I could care less. It's
Well,
brain-
I'm one of those a-hole friends that when you go camping, I like to bring up stuff that people don't generally like to talk about when they're in
Just to freak them
all
out.
the woods at night, just to freak the other ones out. And it's like,
Oh no.
yeah, what would you do, Sam, if there was like a serial killer out here in the woods? He's like,
What
he's
scares
like
me the
looking at me,
most-
he's like, don't talk about that. I'm like, Sam,
Yeah.
we're all armed. What are you worried about? You really think a serial killer is going to go look down on top of a camp full of armed hunters and go, that's my next group of victims?
What scares me the most is when somebody, if I'm standing at the store or standing somewhere and somebody and I'm not paying attention, and somebody all of a sudden says, "Hey, what are you doing?" Startles me. That scares me more than anything.
Mhm.
I had a fellow employee. She would do that to me every day, 3 or 4 times a day. She'd come around the corner and just say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And just startle the daylight out of me. But I'll walk in the woods in the dark, and I'll walk into a creepy house. But
Now, Bucky thinks
You'll
that
do
the
that.
fr-
You'll do that to me once, and then you'll get punched in the mouth. So then
yeah,
I'm a fight over flight. So if somebody
Yeah.
jumps out at me, I'm probably swinging.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another thing about the LBL. I mean, it's very remote. I mean, you've been there before, and I was like, okay, why doesn't somebody sell Dogman shirts? Okay, that's like the mecca for Dogman, right? Why isn't there any store around there selling anything that says Dogman or whatever? I thought that was so weird. It's like,
well, there's
okay, first of all, nobody's vacationing here.
there's
Number
an
two-
LBL moonshine now.
Yes, I have a
Yeah.
bottle. I got a bottle. Haha. Jealous. I know you're jealous. Yes, I have one.
Is that Martin? Martin Groves has.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Is that the one?
It's called Beast Between the Lakes.
Yeah, his book.
Yeah.
That's
I
I know when Maggie and them were out there, I think they went home with a couple bottles back to
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah, I have mine.
Falling off the boat.
But it was a beautiful place. Did not feel scared at all. I had 3 little things that happened. One was the first night I heard way off in the distance a howl. One single howl. To me, like a canine. Okay. I don't think it was coyotes, because coyotes tend to, when one starts howling, the other starts. They all kind of like set each other off. They don't do just one single
Uh-huh.
howl, right?
And I've heard stuff like that, like you mentioned. With
Now, could be a wolf. Could have
yeah,
been.
well, we're not supposed to have wolves in this state.
Well, they have one. They have one at somewhere nature center there. They have a red wolf.
Yeah, red wolf. Yeah.
But I don't know what that was howling in the distance. Just one single howl.
Somebody had a porta potty.
And then the when was it? The last night we were there. We were messing around with some raccoons at our camp.
Oh,
We named one Coonzilla because he was massive. He was like 50-pounder. He was huge,
That's a big goon.
chunky. And I guess he was living in a dumpster. And so it's like having a field day.
Well, that's how raccoons get to be 50 pounds.
Right. So of course our campsites got raided by Coonzilla. And so
Get out of there.
we were messing around with them and set up some cameras to try to capture them raiding our food, right? And so we set up the cameras. We all go over to where I'm camping at. We're sitting around, hanging around. We're letting the raccoons do their thing, eating the food. And I left and I went over to spy on the raccoons. When I went over to spy on the raccoons, on the other side of the ridge where we were camping, I heard voices. I heard like a conversation going on very lightly. And I'm like, what is that? That doesn't make sense. Because there's a high ridge right there.
Yeah.
It's like, where are these voices coming from? They sounded like they were on the other side of the ridge. Well, Martin Groves tells me later on that behind our campground, where we were at, behind the ridges, is where they like to travel, where Dogman and Bigfoots allegedly travel.
No, hey, nice.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I think a lot back to years ago when I used to be out in the woods hunting by myself a lot when I was a kid, and I'd hear what I thought was talking.
Yep.
And after a while, I got to the point where I don't think anybody was back there.
Mm-hmm.
It always seemed like an odd place where I would hear it coming from.
Yes.
And then once in a while, you'd sound like somebody working on a house out in the middle of the woods, and
Banging.
there's nobody out there building anything.
Destroying something, banging on something. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I heard another howl. No, I heard what sounded like a female making a Bigfoot call. Is what it sounded like. Like if I tried to do a Bigfoot howl, that's kind of like what it sounded like. And again, it was in the same place on the other side of the ridge from our campground. And that was probably around 5:30 in the morning when I heard that. And I was like, it just had a higher pitch to it, which made me think of a female. But I don't know what it was. But those are the three things that happened when I was at the LBL. Beautiful place.
It is very beautiful.
It's a beautiful place. Nothing negative about
I
it.
need to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
I hear a cat man. Where's that
I
coming
hear something. Yeah.
You probably hear my cat outside my door.
Oh, okay.
Cat man. And that's what I was doing at the LBL. Every single animal. Ooh, it's dog man. Ooh, it's raccoon man. Oh, it's deer man. You know, everything I named
Raccoon man.
when I was there.
I heard a rumor of a cat man. Where was it? I can't remember.
That was in Missouri.
Missouri, a
that
cat
was
man.
Missouri.
Potential. They're looking.
Yeah.
Well, my cat man is
Yeah.
outside my door here making a
Raccoon man. That sounds interesting right there.
coon man. I was calling him coon man, and they called him Coonzilla.
I see a whistle pig man. He's getting shot.
Gary's
Period.
been having trouble with a groundhog that's keeps infiltrating his building.
Yeah. Panhog man. Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny.
Yeah, you can't fill those holes in all the time. You kind of get tired of doing that.
very funny. But we went to like the massacre site. We went to Hotel California. I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
those are popular.
Yep.
Paranormal, Dogman areas. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been overrun by tourists.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
So it's like, I like the South End. The South End, the Devil's Backbone, that's where I liked. Because that's thick. It's more wild than, the north side, the North End to me. And
One of these days I'll get out there. I really need to get down to Alabama and see
I
some.
mean, come on, the name like Devil's Backbone. Hello.
Right.
Right.
Well, out there
Very promising.
when I was in West Virginia last fall with Pat Noble, we went to a place called the Devil's Featherbed, and
That's a weird name.
yeah, it's like way out in the middle of the woods, and there's like an old timey like cemetery there, like an old family cemetery. And we come to find out a couple weeks later, we ended up getting a guy on from over there that Pat actually knew, and he had one coming running up the road at him before daylight while they were turkey hunting.
Wow.
And now he's heard a couple more stories from right there in that same area. So maybe at some point in the near future, I'll get back down there and we can go poke around on the Devil's Featherbed.
What a strange name.
That sounds really weird when you say poke around in the devil's feather bed.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Maybe you gotta stay awake.
Maybe keep the poke around thing out for there.
Patrick
So-
threw you under the bus, buddy. Said you were asleep more than you were awake.
Yeah.
Well, he was poking me with a stick that one night when we were live because I
On
kept
the
that.
devil's
falling off
feather
of
bed.
Those and all. Yeah,
Came
that's
up
an
with
interesting
that
area
name.
there.
Devil's Featherbed.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Hmm.
So check out the
Cool.
Devil's Backbone when you go there.
Yeah, we'll have to do
I
that.
like that area.
It's also another Martin Groves book. Just saying.
Yes,
Oh, no,
it
okay.
is. It is.
If I ever get down to Florida anytime soon, I'll let you know when I'm coming.
Oh my God! Yes,
Right, Patrick.
please, please do. I'd love to take you out to some of our swampy areas. Yes, I'd love to take you guys out. If anybody ever comes to Florida, absolutely.
Oh Lord, we're getting ready to leave, and here comes Roger.
I've been
Roger.
I've been to Sebring. I guess is about as far south as I've been in Florida. Sebring.
Wow, Sebring.
Key West for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Roginator.
Have you seen the key deer? In the
Yes, those things are
tiny,
tiny.
tiny, tiny.
They're not like our whitetails up here.
Oh no, these are itty bitty.
Yeah.
They're like knee high.
It's like one of my Jersey calves. I could just pick it up and walk off with it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The LBL has their deer are very orangey, which was
Yeah.
odd to me. And they weren't really big. We came across some because I almost hit one, naturally, and they weren't that big in size, but they were very orange in color, which is really strange to me. So they're
It
not
could be the time of the year.
not the typical golden tan color, you know.
Emu
Emu
deer.
I'm not so far into the new year.
I think we all read that at the same time. That's pretty good.
Oh, Yoder.
All right, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into this thing, so
We're calling it a night now.
I think we're gonna call it a night. I am.
Okay.
Y'all can keep on going. Chad can shut her down, but I know Chad's getting tired too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we
Long
zoned
day.
in.
When you see me scratching my neck, it's usually a sign that
Yeah, then he wakes up and never shuts up. So you
That's
gotta cut him
the
off
thing,
while
yeah.
you can.
Well, thank you for having me
Yeah,
on.
man, we
Thank
Nice
you.
to
appreciate
meet you
it.
guys finally.
Awesome guest.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, we appreciate meeting you and appreciate all the cool stuff about skunk ape versus Bigfoot and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you ever know somebody in Florida, if you ever hear of a story, direct them to me if you
Yes.
want. And
Yeah.
anytime you guys come down, please contact me because I'd love
Okay.
to take you guys out.
Okay,
For sure.
that's a plan. That's a
Okay.
plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road, right, Jeff?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't even get to Alabama, let alone.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah,
I
that'd
have
be
enough
fun.
trouble getting to West Virginia. It's not even that far away.
Yeah.
That's the next
Yeah.
state.
I hear a cat. Somebody, there's an upset cat. You better take care
That's
of it.
my cat. He's so needy. Jeez.
Mommy,
clawing
open
at
the
the door.
door.
He was clawing at the door like Godzilla or something, trying to break
Yeah,
it.
Catherine, 2 more shows to go to 100. That's right. That's right. I don't know.
And
100 is probably slated for July the 28th. I think is what we're shooting for.
I think that's what we're shooting for.
Yes.
At least that was what he had.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't do the 28th, buddy. I can't.
Now?
Now I'll be in Summit Station, PA, Poland.
Oh,
Crap. You have to get a hold of that secret
Yeah.
special guest, and we're going to have to alter that a little bit.
all right. I'll let him know.
Maybe we'll shoot for the 21st. I don't know. Or the week after. Let me make sure of that because it's fair season, so we're really busy.
What's today? Today's the 7th.
Make sure I'm in the right month. Yeah. Damn it.
anyway, that's horrible.
Sorry. I have to work.
Jeez, Jerry.
I have to work.
Jeez. Well, if we do it the 4th, I'm out.
No, that won't be on the 4th.
Okay.
I already know that because our special guest can't do it on the 4th. So we'll figure it out. It's coming soon. Stay tuned.
Dun, dun,
Everybody
dun.
knows who it is, but we're still not going to tell you. We're not going to tell you. You just have to wait and see. Okay, it's Greg House. I mean, I have Greg House. Anyway, okay. We're rambling on. This is
Yep.
becoming a southern goodbye here, but anyway, good night. Anyway, we do appreciate it, Marie. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thank
your time and cool stuff. And I'm sure you probably have some more to talk about. So
Oh,
in
yeah.
the future, we're
Absolutely.
probably going to bring you back and
Okay.
cut you
No
loose
problem.
and just let you talk. And I'll mute Jeff this time so you don't get an interruption.
I'll get my blanket and pillow. I'll just be over here.
Especially if you've got pictures and videos.
Yeah, I do have lots of pictures. So
Okay, well we can do
yeah,
that.
if you ever want to
All right.
see some really weird stuff here in Florida that I found, yeah, I can show them to you.
Get that scheduled, Jeff, sometime soon.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Phyllis. It's great to see you and John back. Hillary, behave yourself. Oh my Lord.
Night, Hillary.
Big Mama's sick. Uh-oh. Anyway, Roger, thanks for dropping in at the last minute as usual. Anyway, I'm just kidding. All right. We don't know about next week, do we?
I ain't got anything planned yet.
We'll do something maybe. We'll see. Keep an eye out on Facebook and all that good stuff. And Chad, thank you, buddy.
Hey, you bet, bud.
Daniel, son,
Hachimo.
you look like you're ready to doze off too. So
Yeah, my eyes are like.
had enough. Right? Everybody in chat, we love you, man. Big time. Appreciate you all being here.
Thanks, everybody. Love
Yep.
you, man.
Appreciate y'all being here. And
Because if it wasn't for you all,
Yeah, Yoder, you don't have to apologize. Roger spends 10,000 more hours a week on this crap than I do. I don't have time. I have other stuff to do. So, but anyway, maybe next week. Keep an eye on social media. But I know 100's coming, and now we've got to adjust our date. Unfortunately, Jeff, I'll get with you on that.
All right.
Everybody else, night all.
night, everybody.
Good night.
See you, Marie.
Thanks, guys.
hi, Marie.
Bye, Marie. Thank you.
Thanks.